I'm Simon Barris. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Finastra. Finastra is one of the world's largest software companies that focuses uniquely on financial services. So we provide them with their mission-critical applications around the world. Our ennobling purpose is two things, the vision and then the mission to execute that vision. So the vision is all about unlocking the potential of businesses, people, and communities everywhere. And we want to do that by becoming the #1 open platform in the world. So let me give you an example to bring it to life. One of the things I care deeply about is trade. I think there are only two ways for you to get access to a good or service that you don't have in your country. Either you trade for it or there's conflict. Right now, there is a $1.5 trillion trade financing gap globally, and that's keeping people suppressed in poverty. It is not allowing people to flow into the global trade or the global economy, and it's not good for society. So as we think about unlocking potential of those people who can offer more to society and that we can all benefit from through trade, I believe software and financial software can help access financial services and finance for them to enter global trade.
Finastra serves more than 8,500 banks all over the world. Those banks vary in size. We serve banks all the way from the credit unions and the community markets all the way to the biggest banks on the planet. So let's talk about some of the major challenges that financial institutions around the world have today. Over the last several years, specific standards that were designed to protect the consumers and the corporations have taken away from the banks privileged access that they had to our data. So now other companies have, through of course the proper authorization, access to the same data that the banks have. No longer are we a captive customer base with the banks.
So why is digital transformation a good thing? I think we've all seen the anxiety across the world about what does artificial intelligence and robots taking jobs, what does that all mean? And I think it's important that companies work their way through that. I think there is anxiety. Jobs are changing, some jobs are going, but also new jobs are being created, and the jobs that are being created are more interesting. So I think as employers, and certainly within Finastra, we can't guarantee jobs for life, but what we need to do is improve the employability of our people so they have more opportunities inside the organisation, but also if they want to leave and go somewhere else as well.
Google, Amazon, Facebook, Apple, those are large companies that are technology companies first, and they provide many other services second, right? Banking services being one of them. Those large companies have access to vast ecosystems of consumers in the hundreds of millions and sometimes billions. So for them to add financial services and serve their customer base is a much shorter step than for the banks to be able to leverage technology like they do and go to market as fast as they do.
FusionFabric.cloud is a platform that brings together banks, fintechs, independent software vendors, developers, schools and academic institutions around the globe to create innovation on top of core banking system infrastructure. That was the basic idea of FusionFabric.cloud. With that, we created 3 elements of that platform. We created an element where you create applications called Fusion Create. We created an element which is called Fusion Operate to deploy the applications that you have written into a cloud ecosystem. And finally, we have the Fusion Store, which is almost like an Apple App Store where you can monetize and consume the applications.
The value proposition we bring to the bank is that we say, you can leave that core system working. We're exposing the capabilities of the core system through an API. You can now connect those core systems through the API that we expose to the cloud using FusionFabric.cloud. And the minute that you connected it to the cloud, you're exposed to everything else that runs in the cloud, to the fintechs, to other applications, to social networks, to transportation data, to weather data, which leads you to the point about their ability to leverage data to deliver very innovative apps is becoming much stronger.
So how's Finastra leading the way in some of the people initiatives? One area that I'm really proud of the great work that the team does is all in the employee engagement work that we do. So we have multiple networks across corporate social responsibility, diversity, culture, innovation, and we truly lead by example with sharing problems and asking those communities to help us solve them. And so, what we really have across the organisation is a movement of really engaged people that are trying to help Finastra improve the organisation, but also have a massive impact on the world.
When I think about case studies that illustrate the point of open in the Finastra context, if you're buying a house, then your journey is not a mortgage, it's not insurance. Your home buying journey is, hey, help me find a house in a postal code area that works for me. Show me what other people have paid for in that postal code area. Help me get a mortgage for me as an entrepreneur that has uncertain income. Help me move into my house, and when I'm there, optimize my utility bills. But by the way, not one of those products necessarily came from you as a bank. You assembled it to me as a value proposition. So what we find is that we are better together. We stick to what we do, which is core, complex, mission-critical processes, and the fintechs add value by collaborating with us in an open setup. This is the future of open banking.